LQMs are reducing the time it takes to develop new cures to save lives. LQMs can help break down forever chemicals to remove them from your family's dinner table.
I thought about you.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Look, Chief, I've never seen a quote this good.
I'm seeing 12.
12.
12.
12.
The skyline's glowing, takes me back in time to laughter and long nights we left behind. We were young, wild under open skies, chasing horizons with open eyes. Yeah, I walk along where we once ran, through streets that still hold the shape of our plans. The skyline feels like a friend I knew, holding the echoes of me and you. The skyline's glowing, takes me back in time to laughter and long nights we left behind. We were young, wild under open skies, chasing horizons with open eyes. Are you ready? Along where we once ran, through streets that still hold the shape of our plans. The skyline feels like a friend I knew, holding the echoes of me and you. Where we once ran, through streets that still hold the shape of our plans. The skyline feels like a friend I knew.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the fourth match in the 2025 South Africa Super League Tournament, featuring the Cape Town Kings as the home team versus the Johannesburg Wildcats as the away team. These teams met 2 nights ago in a scintillating game where the Cape Town team came ahead. Welcome to the fourth game of the SASL League Series, being broadcast from Forest Hill Ice Arena in Centurion, South Africa, featuring the Johannesburg Wildcats and the Cape Town Kings. The Wildcats are currently 0-2 in the tournament, having suffered a devastating loss to the Kings in sudden death overtime and a narrow loss to the Capitals in their first game. The Kings are 1-1, having prevailed in that sudden death shootout against the Cats, but falling to the Pretoria Capitals last night in a hotly contested game that was tied after 2 periods. We're seeing Ryan Boyd, the goaltender for the Kings, come back on the ice. He was super hot yesterday and kept them in the game, but could not stop the Capital Tsunami. Let's see how these two teams do tonight, both battling. The Cats really have to pull it off, and the Kings looking to extend their advantage. The officials for tonight's game are Jason Van Rooyen and Diego Bota. The Hydra keeper is Etienne Britz. The timekeeper is Liesl Radu. And the statisticians are Juliana Radu, Marike Chrysopoulos, Dominique Stein, and Ruan Miller. While the captains exchange pleasantries with the referee, we'll go over the Wildcats roster. In goal is number 35, Ivan Mueller. Number 2 is Brandon Delport. Number 9 is Keegan Thornton. Number 10 is Matthew Ruthven. Number 17 is Yuval Levy. Number 18 is Werner Redlinghuis. Number 21 is Gareth Bremner. Number 22 is Sanka Lane. 26 is Lomar Van Rooyen. 44 is Jack Valadas. 69 is Damian Cardoso. 77 is Dylan Compton. Noam Levin is number 92, David Watson is 96, and Robert Korolenko is number 13. The head coach is Michael Lee Ching, and the manager is Aline Murray. For the Cape Town Kings, we have goaltenders Ryan Boyd and Connor Gilbert. Number 4 is Brendan Schultz. Number 5 is Reese Baker. Number 6 is Caleb McGiven, the youngster. Number 7 is Dean Mahmoud. Number 8 is Wesley Croats. Number 9, Mark Gio. Luc Carolse is number 10. Regan Dubosson is number 11. Danielle Kemish is number 12. Mish Van Doesburg is number 13. Matthew Brandt is number 14. 15 is Hulemo Boy. 16 is Bradley Morrison. Keenan Gordon is number 17. Alex Obery is number 18. Diane Kemish is number 22. Ethan Simon is number 23. And Uthman Samai, the captain, is number 24. The head coach for Cape Town is Gavin Smith. The assistant coach is Sharif Kamish, and the manager is Tracy Surf. The trainer is Karen Lotter. As we begin to start, it looks like we have Mish Van Doesburg at center against Matthew Ruthven. Van Doesburg wins, takes a quick shot. An early test of Mueller. Lane takes it in the corner. Lane heads it up, just gets it out of the zone. Shot back. It's Lane. Wild pass to Valadas. Valadas headmans it to Ruthven. Kings bring it back to the ice. Morris. Puck leaks to the corner. David Watson. Headmans it up. Wide pass. Lomar Van Rooyen shoots out in front, intercepted. Quick centering pass, doesn't get through. Puck's loose in front of the goal. Mahmoud swings it around. Long centering pass. Gets through to Mahmoud. Mahmoud shoots wide. Goes to Lomar Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen puts it back to Watson. Watson to Compton. Compton looking for a long stretch pass. Doesn't see anyone. Skating it out. Compton wheels in his own zone. Long stretch pass to Bremner. Bremner skating around his net. Bremner getting speed. Bremner back to Compton. Compton back to Bremner. Bremner breaking the blue line. Bremner, quick shot. Deflected behind the net. Bremner cycling. Bremner puts it behind the net. Intercepted. Cape Town breaks out. Head pass to Wesley Croats was just offside. There'll be a face-off just outside the Cats' blue line. With just about 1.5 minutes to go in the opening period, a fast start to this South Africa Super League game. It's viewed as a intentional offside or a two-line pass. Not sure why it's coming back this far, but it is. Kings win the draw. Into the corner is Kamish. Van Rooyen takes a shot. Misses the net. Kings cycle it around. Kept in the point by Watson. Puck's in the corner. Controlled by Kimmich. Diane Kimmich heads it up, intercepted by Validus. Validus knocks down. Quick shot. Good save by Boyd. Had to be sharp on that. Kings just get it out. Could be icing. No, icing's waved off. The Kings beat the call. A good hustle by Kimmich. Caps get it out. Kings regrouping. It's Morris. No, it's Mahmoud. Mahmoud behind his net. Long stretch pass all the way down the ice, played by Mueller. Icing's waved off. Matthew Brandt with a wide pass. Comes to the point. Mahmoud on net. Intercepted. Comes out to Ruthven. Ruthven crossing center ice. Ruthven. Puck leaks to the corner. Intercepted by Bradley Morris. Morris tries to get it out. Kept in. Just goes over the net. Here comes Baker. Can't control it. It's Bremner. Bremner back to Compton. Compton behind his own net. Long stretch pass for Bremner, intercepted. Comes back to Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg headmans it to Captain Uthman Samai. Samai way through. Icing's waved off. It's Compton. Samai flies by him. Compton with the puck. Compton. Long stretch pass to Bremner. No, Thornton. Thornton can't handle it. It's Baker. Baker. Bremner controls the puck. Bremner at center ice. Aubry's on Bremner. Bremner chucks it in. It's Kimmich. Sorry, it's Ethan Simon. Rings it around. Here's Baker. Baker, long stretch pass. Intercepted by Validus. Validus coming through with Aubry. Validus takes a quick shot. Blocked. Van Rooyen. Blocked shot. Shot Watson from the point. Blocked. Puck leaks out to center ice. It's Lane. Lane looking for options. Rims it around. Intercepted by Boyd. Boyd back to Aubry. Can't get it out. It's Simon. Simon shoots it down. No, icing was waved off. It's Lane. Lane coming out across his own blue line. Lane headmans it. Intercepted at the blue line. Gio comes back with Kimmich. Kimmich takes a quick shot. Nice glove save by Mueller. He got a piece of that or was going to go on top shelf. Puck behind the net. Kings controlling it in the cap zone. Back to the point. It's Mahmoud. Mahmoud, quick shot, goes wide and out of the zone. It's Schultz collecting the puck back in his zone. Schultz. Long stretch pass to Kimmich. Kimmich. Checks leveled at the blue line. Oh, there might be no call. Puck coming around the boards to Compton. Compton loses the puck. Dubuisson. It leaks wide. Controlled by Mahmoud. Mahmoud as the Kings change lines. Mahmoud waiting for everyone to get in their position behind his net. Watched by Gareth Bremner. Mahmoud all the way down. Icing's waved off. Delport plays it to the corner to Compton. Compton, long stretch pass to Robert Kowalenko. Puck's in the zone. It's Validus. Validus. Puck leaks, but controlled by Watson. Watson just leaks it out to Validus. Validus shoots it ahead. Intercepted by Van Doesburg. Oh, sorry, by Uthman Samai. Now it's Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg breaking across the line. Van Doesburg tries to center it. Intercepted. Battle for the puck behind. It's Bremner. Bremner skates out across center ice. Bremner coming in fast. Kings dump it out. It's Simon. As the Caps make change, behind their net it's Watson. Watson to Keegan Thornton. Puck goes around the inside. Kept in. Shot by Delport. Blocked in front. Kings just chuck it out. A race for the puck. It's Aubry. Aubry against Watson. Aubry wins the draw. Aubry coming in. Aubry with the wraparound. Can't get it in front of the net. Wildcats break out. Just dump it into the King zone. Puck to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen tries a shot blocked. Comes back out to the Kings. It's Kamish. It's Daniel Kamish. Comes over to Mahmoud. Mahmoud plays it in the corner. Battle for the puck along the boards. It's won by Validus. Validus behind the Kings net. Validus being checked by Schultz. Here comes Kamish. Kamish can't get it out. Validus controls the puck. Validus, weak shot on net, goes wide. Rebound. Van Rooyen can't get a shot away either. Van Rooyen behind his net. Van Rooyen tries to chip it out in front. Can't succeed. Kamish recovers the puck. Kamish in front of his own net. Kamish skating out. Headmans it, not through. Delport intercepts and throws it back into the Kings zone. Collected by Schultz. Schultz to Mahmoud. Mahmoud behind his own net. Mahmoud as the Cats change. Mahmoud, a long string pass to Compton with the puck. Compton breaks it out. Robert Kowalenko. Kowalenko coming in on net. Centers it. Deflected wide. Here comes Dubuisson. Dubuisson loses the puck. It's taken over by Gareth Bremner. Gareth Bremner charging hard in the corner. Bremner behind his net. Kamish is on him. Bremner controlling the puck. Bremner centers it to the point to Watson. Watson coming in. Watson fakes a shot, goes wide. Watson centers it. Deflected. Kamish against Lane. Lane gives it to Bremner. Bremner, quick shot. Goes behind the net. Back out in front. The net is off its moorings, and there is going to be a penalty. Tripping. It'll be Morris, number 16 for the Kings. 2 minutes for tripping at 9:03 of the first period. The Cats will go on the first power play of the evening with that first penalty of the evening, and let's see if they can't capitalize on the misstep by the Kings. Uthman Samai chips it out in front of the goalie, and a hard forecheck played by Mueller out to center ice. It's Validus. Validus to Watson. Watson skates in over the blue line. Watson. Puck battle in the corner. Watson controlling it. Tries to center it. Boyd got a stick on it and deflected it out. Validus. Validus being checked hard by Van Doesburg. Stoppage of play with 30 seconds gone in the penalty to number 13. Sorry, number 13. Number 16, Bradley Morris. Kings control the play. Kings ice the puck down on net, easily handled by Mueller. Compton regroups behind his net. Compton skating out, chased by Overy. Overy with the forecheck. Compton gets across center ice, gives it to Bremner. Bremner passes it to Delport. Delport breaks in. Delport intercepted by Simon and shot down the ice by Overy as the Kings change. Collected by Mueller for Gareth Bremner. Bremner skates to his own blue line. Bremner gaining speed. Bremner hits center ice, passes it to Compton. Compton, a weak shot on net, doesn't get through. Battle for the puck. Rimmed out by the Kings, and the puck goes over. There'll be a stoppage of play with 30 seconds left in the penalty to Morris. So far, the Cats have not been able to press their advantage despite having a extra skater on the ice. Face-off will be to the right of goaltender Ryan Boyd, who has had to be sharp for a couple of shots tonight, but the Kings are doing a good job of blocking a lot of the shots coming through from the point and clearing the traffic in front of him. Puck goes out again, and there'll be a face-off, another face-off to the right of Boyd. No changes for each team electing to keep the same skaters on the ice for the second face-off. It's Van Doesburg versus Matthew Ruthven. Puck goes outside, collected by Watson. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Brandt. It's over to Validus. Validus, long stretch pass. It'll be not icing. Icing. Icing was waved off, but then it was called. Face-off will be to the left of Eva Mueller, who's had a bit of a quiet night so far. Face-off one back to the Kings, but they can't keep it in. Puck's in the Kings zone, controlled by the Kings. Comes out front. Comes up to Giroux. Giroux chasing Validus. Giroux collects the puck. Validus intercepts. Validus controls the puck behind his net. The penalty's expired. We have 5-on-5 hockey again. A turnover. Giroux intercepts the pass. Watson behind his net. Collected by Lane. Lane gathering speed. Lane, long head pass. Too much. Mahmoud has the puck. Pressed by Van Rooyen. Mahmoud puts it up. Mahmoud puts it up to Schultz. Schultz takes a shot wide. Kept in by Schultz. Now it goes to Bremner. Clearing shot. It's icing as the shot into the corner occurred before the puck crossed the center red line. We have face off in the Cats zone, and if the Kings are anything but predictable, it will be to the left of Mueller. It'll be Dubuisson against Bremner. Dubuisson wins it, quick shot from the point, goes wide. Kamish in the corner. Diane Kamish rims it around the back. A little bit too hot for Regan Dubuisson. Watson collects it behind his net. Watson just flips it out to center ice. And going down, it's Morris. And it's icing. A little bit too strong on that by Watson. And the puck will come back into the Cats zone, who will have to bring the skaters back on the ice. They were looking for a change, but there'll be some tired skaters coming back onto the ice for another face-off to the left of Mueller. Looks like it's Bremner versus Brandt. No, they're now making it at center ice. One referee had waved off the icing, the other one called it. So now it will be a neutral zone face-off at center ice. Face-off. Won by Bremner. Can't get it across, though. Clearing pass. Puck's loose. Carried out by Compton. Gets in the corner. Compton behind his net. Gets around Matthew Brandt. Puck to center ice. Controlled by Mahmoud. Mahmoud forwards it to Brandt. Brandt controls it. Brandt back to Mahmoud. Looking for an outlet pass. Pass it to Boy. Boy across center ice. Boy gets it in, but it's collected by Compton. Compton long lead pass to Validus. Validus long stretch pass to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen crosses the zone. Van Rooyen, a chip towards the net. Doesn't make it. Collected behind by Matthew Ruthven. Kings control and just chip it out. Olemo Boy chips the puck into the corner and goes for a change. A long stretch pass to Validus, who rims it around. Chased by Keegan Thornton in the corner. Now it's collected by Van Rooyen. Can't control it. It's Simon. Headlong pass, a little bit too hard. Waved off. Good hustle by Samai. Beats the icing call. Headed up to Van Rooyen, who just dumps the puck in the corner. And then he goes for a change. It's Gordon. Gordon to Samai. Samai headmans it to Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg coming in. Van Doesburg. Quick shot! Off the glove of Mueller. A good save. Collected by Watson. Watson dumps it out to center ice. Mahmoud to Gordon. Offside. Puck will come out of the zone. And the face-off just outside the Caps blue line with 14-13 gone in the first period. It is 0-0. The Kings versus the Wildcats. In a rematch of their sudden death overtime game from 2 nights ago. It's Ruthven. Ruthven versus Obery. We'll try it again. Ruthven wins the draw back to Compton. Compton to Delport. Delport puts it up to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen stops, loses control of puck. Collected by Delport. Delport to Compton. Compton at center ice. Compton crosses the blue line. Compton tries to center. Goes to Van Rooyen. Another shot. Goes wide. Schultz rims it around. Van Rooyen can't keep it in and skates it. Being pressed by Gio. But Gio on Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen just skates around, but it's collected by Krotz. Krotz. Lane on Krotz. Collected by Delport. To Kamish. Kamish at the point. Kamish sends it back behind the net. Collected by Schultz. Lane's on him again. Schultz. Krotz. Krotz. Lane in the corner. Lane just chips it out to center ice. Intercepted by Simon. Simon to Mahmoud. Both teams changing after long shifts. It's Mahmoud. Mahmoud in the corner. Mahmoud in the corner. Coughs it up to Bremner. Bremner to the point to Watson. Watson. Quick shot. Deflected wide. Comes up to Kamish. No. Intercepted by Thornton. Behind the net. Caroline's got a big battle for the puck in the corner. Can't keep it. Just leaks out. Thornton. Thornton collects it. Quick shot there, gloved by Boyd. Boyd couldn't make up his mind, wanted to play it, but referee Royan was quick on the draw with the whistle. Diego Bota, referee Bota, was quick on the whistle, and there'll be a face-off to the right of Boyd. Face-off. Mixed bag, comes back to the point. Quick shot by Delport, doesn't get through. It's wide. Behind the net. In front of the net. Deflected, can't get through. Morris chips it up to Baker. Baker chasing it. Baker's on Delport. Baker. Baker and Delport battling for the puck in the corner. Puck goes behind to Compton. Compton just flips it out to center ice. And it's controlled by Gordon. Gordon, long stretch pass. Goes wide all the way down the ice. Icing a bit too far. And it'll come back for a face-off inside the King zone with 3 minutes and 48 seconds left in the first period. The score remains 0-0. Each team not having a lot of chances, with the players doing a really good job of deflecting or blocking shots coming towards their keepers at each end of the ice. Face-off won by the Kings. Battle for the puck in the corner. It's Morris and Van Rooyen. Comes to Validus. Back to Validus at the point. Can't keep it in. Goes to Lane. Lane collecting the puck. Lane. Long hit pass to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen to Ruthven. Can't keep it. Here comes Obery. Obery. Watson relieves him of the puck. Watson. Headmans a pass to Validus. Validus coming in. Validus shoots. Wide. Puck comes around the corner. It's Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen in the corner to Validus. Intercepted by Schultz. Puck comes out across the line, and it'll be collected by Watson. No call on that hit by the officials. Watson rims it around to Van Rooyen. Intercepted by Gio. Gio takes a quick shot. Doesn't get through. Van Rooyen chips it out to center ice as the Cats make a change, and the Kings as well. But a quick headman to Simon. Simon tries to one man in, intercepted. Puck's loose. It's Kamish. Kamish skating up. Kamish to his brother. Shoots it in the corner. That was Danielle Kamish to Diane Kamish. Battle for the puck in the corner. It's Kamish. Kamish. Headman's in the front. Intercepted. Thornton comes out. Thornton gets around Morris, but can't get it all the way in. And the puck's clear across the line. Back to Compton. Compton at his own blue line. Circles back. Compton loses the puck. Kamish, a good forecheck. Forces a face-off in the offensive zone. And a little bit of a chip by Delport on Kamish. Oh, and he hits his stick away. He could get a penalty for that. Let's see. Yes, Delport lost his cool and knocked the stick out of Diane Kamish's hand, and he's going to get 2 minutes in the sin bin. Possibly for unsportsmanlike conduct. Let's see. Slashing. The call is slashing. Number 2, Delport. will get 2 minutes for slashing for relieving Diane Kamish of his stick after Kamish was powerful on the forecheck and forced Mueller to save a puck. Let's see if the Kings can take advantage of their first power play of the inning. Kings win the draw but can't control the puck. Shot down the ice and collected by Boyd. Here comes Mahmoud into the zone. Mahmoud around the defender. Mahmoud! Trip! Scores! Mahmoud! Mahmoud or Samai. It's not sure if Mahmoud lost control of the puck, but it just, momentum might have taken it across the net because Mueller was expecting a shot. Or Samai managed to get it on a rebound. We'll wait for the official call from the timekeeper's bench. But an early 1-goal lead for the Cape Town Kings on the power play, no less. Unassisted, it actually went in. Dean Mahmoud, all by himself, gives the Kings a 1-goal advantage in the closing minutes of the first period. It was a spectacular individual effort. He lost control of the puck, but Mueller, expecting a shot, was unable to recover as the puck continued its momentum across the goal line. It wasn't pretty, but it still counts. Here comes Thornton. Thornton slap shot. Over the end goal! Scores! Thornton! A slap shot from outside the blue line. Boyd caught it with his glove, but couldn't corral it. It went off the top of his glove and in the air and fell down behind, with momentum also taking it into the net. So the Cats quickly come back and tie the score to make it 1-1 with a minute and a half. A couple of quick goals. And that goal, again, was scored by number 9, Keegan Thornton, with assists to number 96. There's going to be another penalty called. The assist goes to David Watson. On that last goal, a penalty being called against the Cats, against number 14. No. It could be the captain who's holding against number 2, Brandon Delport, his second penalty of the evening. Delport going into the sin bin for the last minute and 15 seconds of this period and the first 45 seconds of the second period. Let's see if the Kings can work their magic and score a second power play goal before we close out this period. They win the draw but can't control it. It's in front. It's Samai. He scores! Captain Uthman Samai. They won the draw. There was a bit of a scramble, and he managed to pick up and work around Mueller. 3 goals in the span of about 45 seconds. Uthman Samai, with his first goal of the night, restores the 1-goal lead for the Kings with 1:10 left in the third period. Reese Baker, earning an assist on that goal by Captain Samai. Less than a minute left to go. Reese Baker tries to center it, can't throw it, it's behind the net, intercepted. It's Bremner. Bremner gets it out. Pass to Thornton. Thornton chips it in the corner and chases the puck. It's Mahmoud versus Thornton with 40 seconds left. Puck battle in the corner. Samai chips it up to Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg headmans it a bit too far for Baker. Sanka Lane has the puck. Lane skating up. Headmans it to Obery. Headmans it to Redlinghuis. Now up to Baker. Baker can't leak it. It's Morris. Croats. Croats passes it down. It will be icing. There'll be a face-off in the Kings zone with 13 seconds left in the first period, with the Kings leading the Cats 2-1 with 3 goals in the span of a minute and a half. Draws pretty much a draw. Puck's in the corner. Gets out. Aubry chasing it. Oh, Krotz. Krotz brings it in. 2 seconds left. Krotz shoots. Easy glove hand. Save by Mueller. Blocker save by Mueller. And that brings an end to the first period, with the Kings leading the Cats by a score of 2-1. We've had 2 penalties for the Cats, both on number 2, Brandon Delbord, and we've had 1 penalty for the Kings against number 16, Bradley Morris. The goals tonight was scored by Keegan Thornton and David Watson for the Cats, and for Uthman Samai. Sorry, Watson was the assist on that. The goal was scored for the Cats by Keegan Thornton, and for the Kings, the goal was by number 5. No, sorry, number. Uthman Samai scored 1 goal. And I'll wait to get the second goal. The second goal was by number 20, Samai, assisted by Baker. And the first goal was number 7, Dean Mahmood, it looks like. No. We'll get back to you with those goals. An exciting first period action at the Forest Hill Ice Rink, with the Kings leading by 2-1. We'll be back after a short intermission.
I'm balling on top of that mountain. I'm on and I'm calling my mama to tell her I'm good. I'm surrounded by family like back in the hood. I was falling from grace, I was misunderstood. Hey, the pressure will sit you right down, but I stood up. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. On the balcony screaming, they just let me be. Had to slow it down. What goes around comes around. Oh, the frequency different now. I was going through different rounds. Hey, it's crazy, the progress is hitting now. Ain't no sitting and lost and found. I found what I lost in a minute now. I was on the wrong path, I admit it now. My only option was to get it now.
I got it on both and I learned from the losses. My failure was friendship, I saw it was ghosting. Started like everyone had certain tools. Only difference is I knew what to do. Now everyone calling when progress is stolen. My stock is missing, my life it ain't boring. Ain't no more hitting me up when you lose. When it's time to wake up, see you hitting the snooze.
When they ask me how we leveled up, without us getting stuck, we just muscled up. This game's been no one gotta tighten up, gotta muscle up. Oh, you will get stuck in this game.
What are large quantitative models? LQM.
I wish I could tell you that I want you here with me, but you'll never love me like
First
the way
period.
we used to be.
Yeah, I think the first period is out of the way now. I guess we want to run 4 lines, and it didn't happen. But yeah, I see that the Wildcats has a shorter bench, and with that we're going to try to run all 4 lines to try to grind them out in the second period. So yeah.
What would you like to see more from your team in the second period?
Put pucks on net. I think that's what is in front of the net. Pucks on net. We're going to start grinding away now. That's in the second period. I think
Sharif Kamish, assistant coach of the Cape Town Kings. Good luck. We're about to begin the second period of the fourth game of the 2025 South Africa Super League Series between the Cape Town Kings and the Johannesburg Wildcats. The score is 2-1 in favor of the Kings. After a tight checking game for the first 18 and a half minutes of the first period, there was a goal explosion with 3 goals in the last minute and a half of that first period, resulting in the Kings coming away with a 2-1 lead after 20 minutes of play. We begin the second period of play with Ruthven versus Van Duisburg at center ice. Now we'll bring the puck drop to bring up the second period. Won by the Kings. Morris back to Mahmoud. Mahmoud heads up to Van Duisburg. Van Duisburg tried to get to Samai, but intercepted by Baker. Baker heads it in the corner. Samai collects the puck in the corner, loses it. Collected by Validus. Validus tries to get it up, intercepted by Baker. Baker loses it to Delport. Ruthven. Van Duisburg. Van Duisburg shoot on net. Saved by Mueller. Rebound comes up to Lane. Lane off the boards. Centers it. Intercepted by Samai. Samai collecting the puck. There will be a penalty for interference being called against Race Baker. Race Baker, who's had a stellar performance this evening with 2 assists, assisting on both of the Cape Town goals, will go into the sin bin for 2 minutes for interference. Let's see if the Cats can exploit the power play and try and level up this game. Face off to the left of Boyd, won by the Cats, but quickly deflected out by the Kings. Compton at his own blue line. Compton gaining speed, crosses center ice. Compton across his own blue line, tries a shot net, blocked. Controlled by Thornton. Thornton puts it to the center. Cross just lifts it across ice and down into hard forecheck by Aubrey. Aubrey catches the puck. It's controlled by the Cats, who have to regroup. Here comes Bremner. Bremner across center ice. Bremner in the corner. Leaves it behind, but it goes out. Not called. Interesting. Puck cleared by the Kings. Both teams changing quickly. Here comes Thornton. Thornton in his own end. Thornton, long stretch pass to Lane. Lane crosses center ice. Lane breaking into the King zone. Lane around the back of the net. Lane washed by Morris. Lane leaves it. Centering pass. Deflected, couldn't go out. Washed by Simon. Battle for the puck along the boards. It's Lane and Simon and Bremner. Bremner emerges with the puck. Bremner passes across ice. Shot! Thornton couldn't get it off. Went wide. Controlled by Morris behind the net. With 40 seconds left in the penalty. Morris just dumps it down the ice as the Kings go for a change. Validus collecting the puck from Mueller. Validus behind his own net. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Validus. Long stretch pass for Redlinghuis. Can't make it. Redlinghuis at the blue line. Collected by Kamish. Kamish rims it around and out of the zone. Collected by Watson. Watson can't do it. Leak. Kamish. Kamish up to Gio. Ruthven skating on the ice. Ruthven crosses the blue line. Ruthven trying to set up. Ruthven at the blue line. The puck's Kamish gets it. Leaks. Validus cross centering place. Goes wide. Gio in the corner. The penalty is over. We're playing 5-on-5 hockey. Mahmoud can't get it out. It's Validus. Shot. Deflected in front. Baker, long stretch pass all the way down the ice, and it'll go no goal. Mueller played it, no icing. Mueller played it, a lead pass. Here comes Bremner shoots, scores! Bremner ties it up. 2-2 at 16:55 of the second period. Here comes Delport breaking in. Delport. And there will be a penalty on the play. There will be a penalty. A shot from the point. Stopped and handled by the Kings. And now there will be a penalty. Another penalty against the Kings. It'll be Baker. Baker going off again. 2 minutes. Baker 2 minutes for hooking. Baker in the sin bin for the second time in this game. He's got 2 assists and he's got 2 penalties. So 2 points in scoring and 4 minutes in penalties. That last goal scored by the Wildcats, that was scored by number 21, Gareth Bremner, on a long stretch pass from number 2, Brandon Delport, and a second assist to the goalkeeper, number 35, Yvonne Mueller, who earns a second assist on that second goal for the Johannesburg Wildcats. Puck battle in the corner. Not out. Watson at the point. Watson to Lane. Lane shoots. Nice block save. Pad save by Boyd. Got out quickly. Here's Van Rooyen in the corner. Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen checked by Morris. Van Rooyen controlling the puck. Mahmoud flips it around. Controlled by Lane. Lane back to... It comes out. And the Kings clear it down the ice. Could be too much. And both teams change. Here comes Thornton. Long stretch pass for Thornton. Thornton in the corner, battled with about too many men. The Cats will be called for their first penalty of the period on a bench minor for too many men on the ice. That will be at 4:29 of the second period. A little over 15 minutes to play. It'll be served by number 18, Werner Redlinghuis. Werner Redlinghuis will go to serve the 2-minute bench minor for too many men on the ice. Let's see if the Kings can capitalize on their power play and restore their 1-goal lead in the game. It'll be Van Doesburg versus Bremner. Face-off won by the Kings, but they can't keep it in the zone. Mahmoud collects it at his own blue line. Mahmoud with a strong forecheck by Thornton. Thornton on Mahmoud. Moves behind his net. Mahmoud waiting to get people open ice. Up to Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg carries across the line. Quick shot! Blocked. Goes wide in the corner. Collected by Samai. Samai going by his net. Samai to Doesburg. Back to Samai. No, goes the point. It's Gordon. Gordon can't control it. It's leaked. A quick breakout by Delport. Delport coming in. Delport. Quick shot on net. Delport. Saved by Boyd. The face-off will be to the right of goaltender Ryan Boyd, who had to be sharp on that quick shot by Delport. Short-handed attempt by number 2 for the Cats. The Aubry versus Ruthven in the face-off circle. Won by Ruthven. Ruthven back to Watson. Watson from the point. Watson, quick shot from the point. Goes wide. Puck collected by Aubry. Aubry headmans it to Krotz. Can't play up. Aubry collects it again. Aubry, quick shot. Just missed the top shelf corner. Battle for puck along the corners. Here comes Aubry. Aubry from the corner. Aubry. Aubry leveled by the Cats. No call. Puck comes out to Simon. Simon can't corral it. Here comes Boyd. Boyd headmans it to Samai. Too much for Samai. Puck goes back into the Cat zone. Collected by Lane. Lane. Lane back, going to be collected by Mahmoud. Mahmoud to Schultz. Schultz back to Mahmoud. So far the Kings have not generated much momentum on their power play. With 9 seconds left, they'll get one last chance. Puck was too much for Dubuisson, and it'll be icing. The penalty has expired, and the Cats player will go back on the ice at the drop of the puck. Redlinghuis will rejoin his team at the drop of the puck. It'll be Bremner versus Dubuisson. Bremner wins the draw. Back to Delport. Delport almost intercepted by Kamish. Redlinghuis out of the bench. Redlinghuis chips it in. Controlled by Schultz. Schultz to Mahmoud. Mahmoud behind the net. Mahmoud. Mahmoud. Mahmoud stick eyeing. Kamish collects the puck. No. Offside is way off. Kamish in the corner. Battling against Delport. Kamish. Delport was a player who knocked the stick out of his hand before. Now Kamish knocks the stick out of his hand. No call. There's payback by Kamish. Here comes Bremner. Bremner behind his own net. Bremner. Long stretch pass to Thornton. Thornton. Back. Oh, couldn't corral. Puck battle in the corner. Delport. At the point, Compton centers it, intercepted by Bosson, who puts it out. Both teams changing as Bremner collects a long stretch pass, chipped in by Thornton. Thornton chases the puck. Morris is on him. Thornton and Morris battling for the puck in the corner. A physical battle between the two. No calls. Puck comes out of the corner. Quick shot net. Wide, just over Boyd. He might have got a piece of that in his glove. No icing as the puck goes on. It's Boyd. Boyd collects the puck behind the net. Boyd tries to flip it over the net. It remains behind. Watson. Watson loses the puck. Matthew Brandt battling in the corner. It comes out. Lane comes out with the puck. Lane skating out his end. To Validus. Validus leaves it behind. Collected by Brandt. Brandt goes. Quick shot. The rebound on the save. Comes out beyond. Oh, here's a breakaway for Lane. Lane was coming back late. Lane coming in. Takes a shot. Over the net. Oh, and there will be a penalty for interference. The referee explained the penalty to assistant captain Mish van Doesburg. I haven't seen who's going. Oh, it's a penalty shot. It wasn't interference. It was a penalty shot. There will be a penalty shot, ladies and gentlemen. It's number 21, Gareth Bremner, will be taking the penalty shot for the Johannesburg Wildcats against goaltender Ryan Boyd for the Cape Town Kings. On the ref's whistle, Bremner will be able to go. And let's see if he can put the Cats ahead by a goal on this exciting, very rare penalty shot in hockey. Bremner skating at speed down the center. Bremner shoots. Glove save by Boyd. Boyd handled that very easily with a solid glove hand save. Keeps the tally at 2 apiece for each team. And because a penalty shot was called, there will be no penalty served by the Cape Town Kings. We'll be playing 5-on-5 hockey. Boyd with a clutch glove save to keep the score all even. Face off to the right of Boyd. Back to Compton. Compton, quick shot. Saved by Boyd, who had to be quick. There was a bit of traffic in front of the net, but Boyd clearly saw through it and managed to get his glove out and shave that. Hard shot from Compton to the point. Face off again will be to the left. It'll be Van Doesburg versus Bremner. Won by Van Doesburg. Gets it back. Gets it out to tried to get out to Smythe, but it's intercepted by Bremner. Battle for the puck along the boards. Simon comes up with it. Simon puts it off. Collected by the Cats. It's Compton. Compton behind his own net with a good forecheck from the Kings. Puck rimmed around. Long stretch pass to Thornton. Thornton takes a shot. Oh, just missed. A nice stick save by Boyd to keep it 2-2. Fierce puck battle in the corner. Simon battling hard. Baker. Puck behind the net. Collected by Compton. Doesburg on Compton takes a shot. Blocked by Van Doesburg. Puck goes against the netting. There'll be a face-off inside the zone. With 10 minutes gone in the second period, the score is 2-2 between the Cape Town Kings and the Johannesburg Wildcats. Face-off to the left of Boyd. It's Aubry versus Ruthven, quick shot from the point by Watson. Again, Boyd had to be quick to get a stick on it. Puck's in the corner. A battle between Morris and Van Rooyen. Quick shot by Validus, just leaked wide. Watson and Validus. Validus comes out with it. Validus to Lane. Lane from the point. Shot. Gloved by Boyd. Boyd's had to be sharp with that glove hand tonight, with a few shots by the Cats getting through to his net. So far the keeper's been a standout performance. Definitely been the more tested of the two goalies, but the score remains 2-2 with 9:34 left in the second period. Ruthven versus Aubry in the face-off. Won by Ruthven. Quick shot from the point by Watson. Blocked. Watson shoots high. Blocked again. Puck goes over towards the timekeeper's bench, and there'll be a face-off in the King zone as it went off a Kings player's stick. Face off to the left of Boyd. Won by Dubasson. And the puck's chipped over by the boards again, and it looks like it'll be brought back into the King zone for another face-off. Dubasson versus Bremner. Bremner wins it, but Dubasson blocks it. Long hip pass. Here's a break for Kamish. Kamish coming down. Kamish centers it to his brother. Shoots. Nice. Solid save by Mueller, who hasn't been tested that much this period. Behind the net, Watson rims it around to Thornton. Thornton can't keep it in. Kept in by the Kings? No, it's offside. Referee Van Rooyen indicating it was an in and out offside. And there'll be a face-off just outside the Cats' blue line. Brandt will be taking the face-off, flanked by McGibbon and Boy, with Mahmoud and Simon on D, and he'll be taking against Ruthven. Ruthven wins the draw. Here come the Caps. Headmans it to Validus. Offside. Now there'll be a face-off just outside the Kings zone. We have Delport and Compton on D with Ruthven to center, and Van Rooyen and Validus on for the Cats. Face-off over to Mahmoud. Mahmoud up to Brandt. Brandt, quick shot. Saved by Mueller. It was a tricky shot, but he got it. Centered, goes wide. Validus coming in. Validus can't control it. Compton in the corner. Compton. Long, high stretch pass into the stands, and that'll bring a face-off deep in the Cats zone. That would have been delay of game if there was ice at the Forest Hill ice rink, but unfortunately there is no glass, and so Samai, the captain for the Kings, is arguing it's delay of game, because if there was glass, that definitely would have gone over, but no call from the officials, just bringing about a face-off back in the Cats zone. Ruthven versus Van Doesburg. Doesburg wins the draw. Samai in the corner. Samai loses the puck, rimmed around and out by the Cats. This will be icing, played by the goalie Boyd, so icing is waved off. Comes back out to Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg headmans it, intercepted by Thornton. No. A quick shot on net. Boyd doesn't know where it is, but he saved it. It was Ruthven who picked Van Doesburg's pocket and came in for a quick shot, and Boyd had to be sharp to stop that shot. He got it somewhere. He wasn't sure. Looked back behind him, but there was no puck. So somewhere in his pads, the puck remained. Aubry versus Bremner. Won by Aubry, but then Bremner collects it quickly. Puck leaks out. Here comes Croats. Croats loses it. Croats at the point. Lane sneaks it out. Here comes Bremner. Bremner in the center. Bremner across. Dishes it off. Quick shot by Thornton. Didn't get through. Puck behind the net. Then rimmed around, picked up by Lane. Lane keeps it in. Now brought out by Morris. Morris, cross ice pass to Samai. Samai, quick shot. Oh, Grot, sorry, Giroux. Giroux with a quick shot. And no icing. Boyd's choosing to play it. Boyd leaves it for Morris. Back over to Schultz. Loses it. Here's Bremner. Bremner to the point to Watson. Watson, quick shot, doesn't get through. Blocked in front. Battle for the puck. Controlled by Watson. Watson, nice gentle shot in front. Couldn't be controlled by Redlinghuis. Morris. Morris gets it up to Simon. Here comes Dubuisson. Dubuisson headmans it to Kamish. Kamish coming in. Quick shot. Doesn't get through. Battle for the puck behind the net. Dubuisson, Kamish against Ruthven and Delport. Delport scoops around, it's collected by Gordon. Gordon, quick shot, net goes wide. Puck kept in by Kamish. Good job of keeping it in. Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis out to center. It's Kamish. Wheels at center. Kamish gets it back in. Loses the puck. Pass. Headman to Redlinghuis. Can't control it. Baker. Baker skating in on the... Baker knocked off the puck. Collected by Compton. There will be a penalty for elbowing. There's a penalty for elbowing against number 18, Werner Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis gave Baker an elbow as Baker got around him, and the ref didn't like the look of that. And Redlinghuis is going to the sin bin for 2 minutes. His second trip to the sin bin, he was a gentleman and served the 2-minute bench minor for the team earlier, and now he's in for his own misconduct for elbowing Baker with 6.5 minutes left. Face-off one, Mahmoud takes a shot, goes wide. Kings can't keep it in. Simon. Simon heads it up to Baker. Baker shoots it in the far corner, chased by Van Doesburg. Skips it down the ice to Mahmoud. Mahmoud collecting the puck behind his net. Mahmoud. Mahmoud skating up the ice. Mahmoud. Mahmoud passes it off to Krotz. Krotz across the blue line. Krotz looking to set it up. Kings looking to set up the power play. In the corner to Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg cycling in the corner. Back to D. Mahmoud. Mahmoud over to Simon. Simon centers it. Can't get through, and the Cats clear it. Boyd's out for the puck. Boyd all the way down the ice to Krotz. Krotz with the puck. Can't collect. Collected by Giroux. Giroux headmans it to... Oh, Cape Town got caught on a change. He headmanned it to Van Doesburg, but Baker was there as well. There'll be a 2-minute penalty against the Kings for too many men on the ice. So the Kings also being sloppy. And that will negate the minute left in their power play against the Cats. It'll be served by number... They haven't sent someone to serve the penalty yet. It'll be served by number 11, Dubuisson. Regan Dubuisson will be a gentleman and serve the 2-minute bench minor for too many men on the ice on behalf of his team. It'll be 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 4 seconds left. Cats win the draw. Quick shot by Compton is blocked in front of the net. Morris has the puck along the boards. Giroux to Compton. Compton back to Validus. Validus crossing his own blue line. Validus to Delport. Delport centers it across to Compton. Compton collects it in his own corner. Compton wheels in the corner. Compton back to the point. Ruthven back to Delport. Delport, quite quick shot. Blocked. Puck stays inside. Gordon with a good deflection. Comes out to Validus. Validus back to Compton. Compton his own blue line. Long stretch pass to Validus. Validus has a break. In between the two men. Oh, shoots. Nice glove save by Boyd. Just caught the corner of his glove. And the Kings regroup. Kings coming across this exciting 4-on-4 hockey. Here comes Validus back again. One man to beat. Validus comes around. Shot high. Just over the net. Puck goes in the corner. Collected by Bremner. Bremner checked by Morris. Comes back to Giroux. Giroux takes the puck. Giroux Comes out to Lane. Lane crossing the blue line. Lane into the Kings zone. Lane, quick shot deflected by Samai. Bremner's on the far side. Bremner controlling the puck. Leaks out to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen, quick slap shot. Blocked by Morris. Van Rooyen chips it in the corner. Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis can't control the puck. Lane. Lane and Redlinghuis battling. Van Doesburg and Samai. Back to the point. Van Rooyen, quick shot. There's Lane. Lane with the puck behind the Kings net. Lane. Lane rims it right back to Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis. Back to the Redlinghuis. Shoots to Bremner. Comes back to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen to Watson. Watson from the point. Hard slap shot. Glove save by Boyd. Another quick hand by goaltender Ryan Boyd, who's made about 6 glove saves in the second period to keep the game tied at 2-2 with 3:48 left to go in the second period. The Cats have a 10-second power play with 10 seconds remaining. They lose the draw. The Kings have it. Battle for puck in the corner. Can't get it out. Here come the Cats. Cats, quick shot. Misses the net. Puck goes wide and down outside the blue line. And that will bring, 5-on-5 hockey. Battle for puck in the corner. There will be a penalty. I think it's for tripping. It was deep in the dark corners of the rink. But it looks like Jack Valadis will be going off. 2 minutes for tripping. And the Kings will have a chance to go back on the power play and see if they can take the lead in this tight checking, low scoring affair. It'll be Van Doesburg versus Bremner. Bremner wins the draw. Watson can't get it out. Controlled by Samai. Samai, quick shot. Blocked. Puck's in the center. Lane. Lane can't get it out. Controlled by Simon. Simon puts it in the corner. Controlled by Baker. Baker behind the net. Baker checked by Lane. Watson gets the puck. Can't get it out. Checked by Samai. Samai to Simon at the point. Simon, slap shot. Blocked by Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen takes a rebound. Has a partial breakaway. Can he get around the corner? Wheel stops. Van Rooyen in the corner. Tries to center it. Checked by Mahmoud. Bremner across the ice. Intercepted by Samai. Samai coming in. Quick shot. Scores! Samai on a turnover at the blue line. Skates down quickly and fires a sharp wrister into the far side low corner that beats Mueller. And the Kings have a 3-2 lead at 17:09 of the second period. Samai's second goal of the evening restores the lead for the Cape Town Kings. So far I'm showing it's unassisted. It is unassisted as Samai picked off that crossing pass from the Cats. Puck along the boards. It's Gio's got the puck. Gio can't play Aubrey. Aubrey's got. Long headmaster Gio. Gio can't touch the pass. It is icing. Just a bit too hard for Gio to grab in time. Faceoff will go back down into the Kings zone. No teams changing. With 2:32 left in the second period, it's 3-2. Kings over the Cats on a goal by Captain Uthman Samai, unassisted. Good anticipation by the captain in picking off that cross blue line pass. Compton from the point. Shot goes wide in the corner. Comes out of the boards. Kept in by Delport. No, it's not. Morris flicks it out. Compton at his own blue line. Compton looking for a pass up the middle. Coming in by Ruthven. Ruthven working hard in the corner. Ruthven with loses it. Comes back to Valadis. Valadis to the point. Here come the Kings. Could be a 2-on-1. Quick shot. Wide over the net. Puck goes in the corner. It's retrieved. It could be icing, or there's loud complaints from the Cats bench that there's too many men on the ice. But official Jason Van Rooyen refuses to concede the point. The puck had cleared the boards. There'll be a face-off at center ice, despite the protestations of the Cats, particularly assistant captain Dylan Compton, vocal in his dissent. Here come the Kings. Weak shot in the corner, chased by Kamish. Kamish and Lane in the corner. Kamish, Redlinghuis and Dubuisson. Puck's inside, offside. There'll be a face-off just outside the Cats zone to the left of goalkeeper Mueller. It'll be Aubry versus Bremner. No, it'll be Kamish versus Bremner. Kamish wins the draw. His brother shoots it in. Diane won the draw and Danielle knocked it in the corner. Puck goes out over the boards. There'll be a redo just outside the Cats zone. Diane Kamish at center. His brother Danielle on the wing, along with Regan Dubuisson. Diane Kamish wins the draw, but Watson collects it. Watson across to Lane. Lane, long link pass to Bremner. To Redlinghuis. Can't collect it. Watson again. Watson gets it to Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis. Collected by Kowalowski. Comes to Lane. Lane can't get it in. Bremner has to regroup. Bremner skating. Bremner inside his own end. Bremner with the puck in his corner. Chased by Gordon and Kamish. Bremner comes out with it. Bremner to the point to Compton. Compton can't get a shot away. Compton at the point. Compton tries to get to Bremner. Intercepted by Dubuisson. Dubuisson shoots. Easily handled by Mueller as the Kings change. Cats also making a change. Here comes Compton. Compton, long stretch pass. Intercepted, but Valent, no. Mahmoud picks it up. Now it's Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg at his own line. Van Doesburg to Samai. Samai wheeling behind his own net. Samai in the corner. Samai chucks it in the corner. No one's home. Here comes Van Rooyen. Very hard check by Baker. Puck goes back in the corner, collected by Compton. Compton from his own corner. Compton. Long stretch pass to Ruthven. Saved by Boyd, who sends it right back to the center to Van Doesburg, but can't get it out. Valdis, shot blocked by Van Doesburg. Comes out to Compton. Compton at center ice. Compton shoots it. Saved by Boyd. Samai in the corner as the second period comes to a close. The score 3-2 in favor of the Cape Town Kings over the Johannesburg Wildcats. Stay with us. We'll have an interview with two guest celebrities as the ice is cleaned to prepare for the third period. Well, after two exciting periods of hockey, we have the Cape Town Kings ahead on 3-2 with a breakout goal by Captain Uthman Samai, who intercepted a cross blue line pass between the Cats and skated in and pocketed a short far side pass against goaltender Ivan Mueller. I'm here now with Jason Surf, the president of the South Africa Ice Hockey Federation. Jason, how are you feeling about the game after two periods?
Well, it's been a tough game. It's been very even all along. Guys are playing hard, and I think it's going to be a very exciting third period.
What does South Africa Super League hockey mean to the country and to SA Ice?
Well, this is the stepping stone into our national team. So, you know, this is where you prove yourself to be selected for your national team, and it's the flagship of ice hockey in South Africa.
Talk to me a little bit about the upcoming IHF World Championships. How are our women's teams and how are our juniors and men's and ladies teams looking this season?
Well, I don't really want to answer that right now. I don't want to jinx it just yet. But our senior men's team look pretty strong. They're going to be playing at home in Cape Town in April next year. The senior ladies are going to Estonia. Under 18s are going to Bosnia, and under 20s are going to Kyrgyzstan, yeah, that's right. And then under 18 girls, there's still a decision to be made over there. South Africa might just be putting in a bid to host that in January, February in Cape Town as well.
Well, that's fantastic. And as we know, we've had some IHF World Junior Championships and Senior Championships in the country before. As Jason mentioned, we've got the senior men's in April. Jason, just talk to us a little bit about what it means for South Africa to host World Ice Hockey Championships.
I think the biggest thing that we get out of the hosting the World Championship, besides being on home ground advantage, is the advertising and the awareness of ice hockey in the country. Because once we host in the country, there's a hell of a lot of advertising that comes through for that, and it just makes the awareness of sport. And I think with under 18 girls, if we manage to clinch that one off, it will just advertise the sport for women as well, and it will show that younger girls can join the sport as well, and that's what we need. We need development with the girls in the sport as well.
And talking about the development of the younger players, what kind of things is SA Ice and the associations doing to help promote hockey at the young levels in this country?
Well, for one, we're trying to implement a learn-to-play program around the country. It's a success program in Cape Town specifically, and we're trying to roll it out in the rest of the country, and hopefully we can get that right in the next couple of months, and we can see the sport grow from a development point of view, from a grass level point of view.
And ice hockey has a bright future in South Africa?
Well, it needs great leaders to run it, and that's what it takes. And it's a voluntary sport for the admin in the country. So we need the right people in the right positions to make the sport a huge success.
Thank you very much. That was Jason Cerf, President of the South Africa Ice Hockey Federation.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?
I'm now joined by Nikki Bucas. Nikki has the distinction of being the only person in South Africa, the only man in South Africa to have played as a Springbok ice hockey player, to have officiated overseas as an IIHF official, and to have coached the South African national teams overseas. He's the only man to ever do that. There is a woman, but he is the only South African to have that trifecta of credentials and to have had the privilege to own an ice hockey team in the country as the previous owner of the Forest Hill Rats, which played out of the very rink where this game is being broadcast from. Welcome, Nick. Tell us a little bit about some highlights from your time as a Springbok ice hockey player in the heyday of South African ice hockey.
Dave, yeah, that was a while ago. It was in the last century. And I tell you what, I think the problem is a lot of players play on the national team because it's a trip overseas, and I think a lot of the pride has been lost, where, you know, it was a privilege when I made the team for the first time to play on the national side, and, you know, we had initiations and stuff which don't necessarily happen now. I do think teams do need to have initiations. However, it can't be to the extremes that we may have had it way back then. But I do think there needs to be something that it's like a brotherhood. They welcome you into the group to say, you know, you're now part of this, you have earned your right to be here. You know, one or two anecdotes. My first tour was overseas to Turkey, and after the first practice game, or our practices the morning, there were people sitting in the stands and they were talking about how they see it was a triangular. It was us, New Zealand and Turkey. So there were like bookies in the stands saying who they're expecting to win, and they were expecting Turkey to win, New Zealand second, South Africa third. Our coach at the time, Andrew Bushy, a Canadian, he had left his skates back here, so he went there, borrowed a pair of Bauer turbos, which, you know, Dave, you know from years ago, very old skates. It looked like he could hardly skate. We had left our practice jerseys here. Nobody told us to take them. So the very first practice, we're out there falling around, really looking disjointed. What we did do, on the one side of the rink in Ankara, there's a restaurant. And one of our players took a shot at a bad angle during practice and shot a hole in the window of the restaurant.
Wow.
So we end up playing New Zealand. We beat them. We played Turkey, we absolutely hammered them. Didn't go down well with the Turkish fans. So they started throwing projectiles at us.
Wow.
Their players were threatening to kill us. The police had to come in and escort us out. So the next game, Turkey played against New Zealand, and we were cheering for the Turks, which really, the fans warmed to that. So our second game, prior to the second game, we went to their coach and said the guy had threatened to kill us. We would personally just take him out, say he shouldn't play him. He didn't play him, and because the fans had warmed to us so much during that game, the Turkish fans supported us, and we then beat them quite badly again. So we ended up winning that tournament quite comfortably. Highlight for me was having scored 2 goals during that tournament, a couple of assists, and then after the dinner at the end of the tournament, we had our goalkeeper at the time. I got photographs of him dancing without his shirt on, a couple of belly dancers around. So yeah, just good boisterous fun. One of the other highlights was actually off the ice in the hotel. We were playing shin cricket in the passage, as South Africans do. Rugby or cricket you play anywhere in the world. And one of our senior players at the time, I cannot mention the name, decided to streak down the passage with absolutely nothing on. Got ankle tapped and had to explain to his girlfriend why he had carpet burns on his knees.
Those were the golden days of South Africa ice hockey. Definitely, for all our viewers out there, these kinds of initiations are prohibited in the new era of hockey. Nikki, before we let you go, you were a club owner up here in Gauteng. I know you retired from that position a little while ago. What was one of the highlights of you having a chance to bring kids up and own a hockey club in South Africa?
The biggest thing for me was watching somebody who has absolutely no idea what they're doing in the sport actually grow and develop and end up being on a national team. At the same time, that person as well as their family become like family to you. So you are family without the blood connection, and it's with the club being closed, it feels like I miss a lot of my family. Although the sport, I've been doing it for 40 years, there are a lot of people that have come through that time, or a few people that have come through that time all along. But there's new people the whole time, and let's just hope we can develop and grow from here. Input from government and private sector with trying to get more rinks going is definitely the right direction we need to move in.
And before I let you go and we begin the third period, what's your prediction for the final score? Right now it's 3-2 Kings over the Cats. What do you think the score will be at the end of the third?
I'm personally hoping for a 4-3 or a 5-3 win by the Wildcats. They're a Gauteng-based team. We need to support the boys. They just need to come out hard and stay out the penalty box.
And that's your recipe for success for them. Stay out of the sin bin.
Yeah, stay out of the sin bin. You play much better when you go 5-on-5, and all 3 goals have been scored while players have been in the sin bin.
All right, if we had to pick the winning goal, what player for the Cats would you say would step up and score that winning marker?
That would be Gareth Bremner, number 21.
Number 21, Gareth Bremner. No expectations, but Nicky Bucas has got your number as scoring the winning goal tonight. Nick, thank you very much, and thank you for your lifelong commitment to hockey in South Africa.
Great, Dave. Thanks so much. Enjoy.
We're about to commence this third period of Game 4 of the 2025 South Africa Super League Tournament. Thank you to SIHF President Jason Surf and former Springbok ice hockey player, coach, official, and club owner Nikki Bukas for their time during the second intermission. Before the puck drops for the third period, we'd just like to thank our sponsors as well. We are very blessed to have the Spur at the Grove Shopping Centre as one of our sponsors, and the Spar Cullinan as another sponsor of the South Africa Super League. And finally, Manzi Water, which is providing hydration to all our players, officials, and tournament participants. We really appreciate the support that all three sponsors are giving the South Africa Super League. We'll begin the period with a 3-2 advantage in favor of the Kings over the Cats, and we'll see if the Cats' locker room chat, dressing room chat has had an effect, where the coach Michael Lee Ching has managed to get through to his players and they come out with energy and aggression, and whether the Kings, with head coach Gavin Smith and assistant coach Sharif Kamish, was able to talk to his players and they come out with a new game plan to extend or protect their lead. The opening face-off will be Mish van Duisburg against Ruthven. It'll be Matthew Ruthven versus Mish van Duisburg as the puck drops to commence the third period. The run by Ruthven. Ruthven sends it back, but a bit too hard. Back into his own end. Collected by Watson. Watson leaves it for Lane. Lane scales own zone. Lane crosses his blue line. Lane cross ice pass to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen shoots. Good sharp save by Boyd early in the period. Puck's collected by Watson. Watson along the boards. Watson just rims it behind. Validus. Validus chasing the puck against Mahmoud. Validus and Mahmoud battle for the corner. Puck comes loose. Here comes Baker. Baker skating up. Baker headmans it. Intercepted by Van Rooyen. In the corner, Samai out to Van Duisburg, couldn't corral it. Validus to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen's hard shot, misses that, comes right back out. Boyd had to be sharp. There was a sharp shot by Van Rooyen, which bounced right back in front of the net. And Boyd had to be on his toes to corral that puck, as Van Rooyen was following up and would have had an open net as a rebound. It's Bremner versus Aubrey. Won by Bremner. Quick shot by Compton. The side gloved by Boyd. Compton was going for the short side, low corner. That puck about an inch off the ice, and they'll redo the face-off. To the left of Boyd. Won this time by Aubrey. Comes back, Simon. Simon up to Gio. Gio sends it down the ice a bit too hard. It will be icing. And they will have a face-off back in the King zone with 2 minutes gone in the third and last period of Game 4. It'll be Bremner versus Aubrey, a rematch. Won by shot Compton, clean. Won by Bremner, clean back to Compton, who took a shot from the point. No traffic in front. Easily saved by Boyd, who saw it all the way. Bremner and Aubrey. Bremner again back to Compton. Compton, this time, couldn't corral the puck. Goes into the corner. Puck out to Gio. Gio crossing center ice. Gio, he's got Krotz, tries to center it. Krotz can't get it. Intercepted by Compton. Compton 3-on-2. 3-on-3 now. Kamish coming back. Shot. High shot. Well over the net. Corralled by Bremner. Bremner centers it. Cleared by Gio. Cleared by Schultz. Lane's got it. Lane spinning his own zone. Chased by Kamish. Diane Kamish can't chase him. Now Danielle Kamish. Danielle Kamish in the corner. Danielle Kamish chasing the puck. Lane corrals it. Lane puts it back. Can't put it back. Lane. Watson puts it up to Validus. Validus cross ice No penalty on that call. Back to Mahmoud. Mahmoud tried to get Dubuisson, but behind the corner now. Kings just get it out. Kamish chasing the puck. Lane corrals it just before it gets there. Here's Kamish. Kamish to his brother. In front. Can't get shot away. Shoots. Mueller gets his stick on it. Watson tries to get it out. Here's a break for Van Ryan. Van Ryan breakaway. Coming in. Shoots. Saved by Boyd. Coming out to the center. Boyd tosses it away. The Kings on their back feet. Here comes Kamish. Kamish can't get it out. Kept in just out now by Danielle Kamish. Diane Kamish on the forecheck. Caught, intercepted. Diane Kamish can't corral it. Boy to Kamish. Kamish can't get a shot away. Shot. Rebound. 2 quick saves by Mueller and the puck goes out. And it's to be icing. Gordon. No, icing is waved off. Gordon with the puck behind his own net. Gordon. Headmanning it to Boy. Boy can't collect it, and now Bremner. Bremner back to Compton. Compton headmans it to Thornton. Thornton just chips it in. Kings send it around the board. Morris just leaks out. Put back in, it's offside. Delayed offside on the, now it's in fair play. Puck headman to Brandt, but he can't corral it. Comes back. Thornton, weak shot on Boyd, who plays it for Morris. Morris rims around to McGibbon. McGibbon can't corral it. McGibbon, no, centered. Here's Van Ryn, shoots, blocked by Thornton, who goes off. Quick line change for the Kings with Watson, the puck. Headman's just too far to lane. It will be icing. And the puck will come all the way back into the Cats' zone. So far, with a little over 5 minutes gone in the third period, both goaltenders having to make a couple quick saves, but Boyd has been the busier of the two keepers so far in the third period. Shots so far after 2 periods are 22 to 15 in favor of the Cats. Watson gets it out. Corralled by Mahmoud. Mahmoud headmans it to Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg skating. Van Doesburg across the line. Van Doesburg, quick shot, scores! Van Doesburg with a strong individual effort beats Mueller on the short side. Just above the stick, below the blocker, with a ripper from high circle to give the Kings a 2-goal lead. 6.5 minutes, 6 minutes into the third period. Here come the Kings. Valdis, quick shot, saved by Boyd. So Van Doesburg with that 4th goal for the Cape Town Kings, assisted by number 7, Dean Mahmoud. So that's Van Doesburg scoring from Mahmoud. Clean draw back to Compton. Compton can't decide if he's going to shoot or not. Compton plays the puck in the corner. Picked up by Ruthven. Ruthven sends it. Quick shot. And the net goes off the moorings. Valdis tries to squeeze it above the shoulder of Ryan Boyd. He was having nothing of that. But in the process, the puck, the net left the moorings. And there'll be a face-off to the left of Boyd. It'll be Obery versus Ruthven. Obery wins the draw, comes back up, cleared by the Kings. Might be too much, except it's waved off because Krotz was hustling in the corner, a battle for the puck. Giroux battling for it. Giroux, a good hit against Compton. Controlled by the Caps. Long stretch pass, goes ahead to Valdis. Valdis will control it in the corner. Morris going in to give pressure. Valdis. The puck in the other corner. Valdis tries to center it. Kept in. Quick shot by Bremner. Easily saved by Boyd with minimal traffic in front of the net. Saw that all the way. Both teams changing with 7 minutes and 55 seconds gone in the third period. It's 4-2, the Kings over the Cats. Face-off won by the Kings. Gordon in the corner. Headmans it up to Kamish. Kamish to Kamish. Kamish back to his brother. Shoots! Scores! Diane Kamish from his brother Danielle Kamish. And maybe a second assist, but it was tic-tac-toe, Kamish to Kamish by the Kamish brothers. And a timeout has been called for 3 seconds. I'm just waiting to see if there's a second assist. There is. A second assist goes to Regan Dubuisson on that 5th goal for the Cape Town Kings. It was younger brother Diane Kamish scoring the goal, assisted by older brother Danielle Kamish, and also number 11 Regan Dubuisson, giving the Kings a commanding 3-goal lead. The Cats have been down 3 goals before. In their first game, they were down 3 goals against the Pretoria Capitals and came roaring back, scoring 2 goals in the last 2 minutes of the third period to make it a close 1-goal game until the Caps scored an empty netter. So let's see if the Cats can work the same magic and claw some of the ground back conceded to the Kings just about halfway through the third period. Face-off, draws, a bit of a wash, controlled by Samai. Samai puts it back, snagged by Watson. Watson from his own point. Long lead pass to Lane. Lane shoots it in around center, stopped by Boyd. Simon rims it around to Baker. Baker in his own corner. Baker tries to get it out. It does not. Oh, does. Initially not offside, and then the second official called it offside. And face-off will be outside the King zone. It'll be Bremner versus Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg wins it cleanly. Gets over to Mahmoud. Mahmoud up to center ice. Mahmoud fires it in, intercepted by Watson. Thornton bringing it over his own net. Thornton can't control it. Kamish and Thornton battling for the puck. Bit of physicality now showing up. Lane crossing the old ice. Lane misses a hip check by Krotz. Lane in the corner behind the net. Lane circling. Lane gets it back to the point to Compton. Bobbling puck centered, and Mahmoud just puts it out. A quick chase by Danielle Kamish. Danielle Kamish on Compton. Danielle Kamish giving Compton a trouble in the corner. Krotz comes in now to help him out. It's Delport and Compton battling Kamish and Krotz. Ruthven comes out. Ruthven tries to center it. Can't get through. Ruthven crossing the blue line. Ruthven turned over by Gio. Gio can't get it out. Delport keeps it in. Behind the net, it's Krotz. Krotz behind his net. Puck's in the corner. Gio battling it with Van Rooyen. Valdis trickles it in front of Boyd. Collected by Gordon. Puck put back to Gordon. Gordon far side to Kamish. To Danielle Kamish. Danielle Kamish trying to head mat to Diane Kamish. Deflection and the puck goes over the boards. Face-off will be just outside the Cats zone. It'll be Danielle Kamish against Matthew. No, it'll be Diane Kamish against Matthew Ruthven. Diane Kamish back to the point, plays it high, and it's deflected by Regan Dubuisson over the boards, and there'll be a face-off just outside the Caps zone. Puck one, face off one, comes back to Mahmoud. Mahmoud puts it up. Kamish can't get out to it. Comes back to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen. Offside. Yeah, face off just outside the King zone with a little over 10 minutes gone. In the third period, it's a 5-2 edge to the Kings over the Cats. Penalties in the game are 5-4 in favor of the Wildcats, who've had 5. The Kings have had 4. Each team taking a 2-minute bench minor for too many men on sloppy changes. But other than that, it's been a fairly physical but clean game. Delport now has a puck in the corner. He turns it over to Simon. Simon breaks out across the blue line. Simon fans on his pass. Comes to offside. Matthew Brandt brought it in, but a couple Kings were just a bit too eager to get in on the action with him. And we'll have a face-off to the left of the Cats. It'll be Brandt versus Ruthven. Oh, Bremner. It was Brandt versus Bremner. Bremner won it. Comes back to Compton. Compton to shot wide on the point. Control behind the net. Quick shot by Bremner. Hits the post. Leaked through behind Boyd. Boyd got a piece of it, and it bounced off the post. Soft shot almost got past Boyd. Puck battle in the corner. Comes back to Redlinghuis. Redlinghuis gets it out, not out. Oh, just leaks across. It's Bremner back to Compton. Compton. Long stretch pass for Thornton. Goes wide. Morris is in on Thornton. Thornton centers it. Redlinghuis couldn't get it. It's Thornton. Comes back to Watson. Watson. Samai. Samai. No. Offside. Little under 12 minutes gone. Third period, 8 minutes to go. It's 5-2. Cape Town Kings over the Johannesburg Wildcats. Ruthven versus Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg wins the draw cleanly. Comes across to Gordon. Gordon rims it around. Intercepted by Watson. Watson from his own corner. Long stretch pass attempt. Intercepted by Gordon. Gordon to center ice. Fans on the shot. Picked up by Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen. Lane controlling the pass. Lane up to Validus. Validus. Long stretch pass to Van Rooyen. Too much. Put out by Mahmoud. Nope. Mahmoud and Van Rooyen battling for the puck. Picked up by Bremner. Bremner centers it. Van Doesburg. Van Doesburg tries to chip it out. Validus intercepts. Validus with the puck in the corner. Rims it around a little bit too far. There's a tip. There will be no icing. Collected by Watson in his own zone. Watson waiting for his team to complete their change. Watson. Here comes Giro. Gio. Across the line. Gio tried to pass it and was intercepted. Here comes Bremner. Bremner on 2-on-1. Oh. Thornton couldn't corral the pass from Bremner and had a wide open net otherwise. Bremner can't keep it in. Long stretch pass. There was 2 Cape Town Kings cherry picking beside there. Quick shot. Saved by Mueller. Quick shot by Wesley Croats. Almost got in, and with a bit of follow-up traffic, raising the temperature a bit in front of goaltender Mueller. No penalties called. Level heads prevail, and we'll face off to the right of Mueller with 13 minutes and 23 seconds gone in the third period. Play starting to get a bit tighter. Temper starting to rise. A bit more physicality shown by both teams. It's Dubuisson versus Ruthven. With the Kamish brothers on each point. Dubuisson can't corral it. It comes out by Validus. Validus up to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen in the corner. Checked by Kamish. Dubuisson intercepts. Kamish in the corner. Back to Simon. Simon tries to get it out. Leaves it back for Kamish. Kamish. Lead pass to Simon. Simon at his own blue line. Simon fans on it. Simon chips it up. Corralled by Dubuisson. Icing. Puck will come back deep into the King zone. Cats electing to take it to the left of goaltender Ryan Boyd. It'll be Ruthven with Watson and Lane at the point. Let's see if Ruthven can get it back. Ruthven does, but there was an infraction, and we'll have a do-over. Ruthven versus Dubuisson. Ruthven doesn't win it the second time. Morris has it in the corner. Morris shoots it around. Kamish is going to chase it down. It could be icing again. Icing's waved off. There was no icing called. It's Lane. Kamish pressing him. Diane Kamish pressing on the other side. Now it's Danielle Kamish. Danielle Kamish pressing it. Diane Kamish going to press it against Watson. Now it's Danielle Kamish. Can't catch. Bremer coming. Validus coming into the corner. Validus coming in. There will be a penalty. Validus was tripped up. It looks like it was Mahmoud tripped Validus into the boards. And the Caps will go on a power play with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third period. Mahmoud, 2 minutes for tripping at 14:30 of the third period. With 3 goals gone, it'll be interesting to see if coach Michael Lee Ching chooses to pull Mueller and try and get an early goal to close the gap and press them farther in the period. It'd be a bold move by Lee Ching, but it's not unprecedented in the annals of hockey. The Cats got to make up a 3-goal lead, so they'll have a 2-minute power play. Can't get it out. Compton at the point. Compton shoots. Goes Boyd. Blocker save. It was going wide, but Boyd goes blocker on. Here comes a breakaway. Here's a 2-0. Here comes Samai and Van Duisburg. Van Duisburg shoots. Save by Mueller. Puts it out to Samai. Samai. Back to Bradley. Intercepted. Now here comes Van Duisburg. Van Duisburg. Quick shot. Blocked by Compton. Thornton in the corner. Compton coming off the bench. Compton hurt. Blocked that shot with his shin. He's in pain. Here comes Thornton. Thornton slowly making ways up the ice. Thornton trying to take advantage of the man advantage. Thornton takes a weak shot on Boyd. Easily tossed aside with his blocker. And the Kings ice it down the ice. Here comes Kamish. No, Obery chasing Lane. Bremner in his corner. Bremner was a collision at center ice. No call. Bremner skating up the ice. Bremner, quick shot. Saved by Boyd. Swallowed up in his chest for a face-off to the left of the netminder with a little over a minute gone in the penalty to number 7, Dean Mahmoud, for tripping Jack Validus. So far, the Cats have not been able to capitalize. It'll be Ruthven trying to get it back to Watson for a shot from the point. Let's see how he does against Obery. Watson gets it back to Watson from the point. Watson shoots. Saved by Boyd. Lane in the corner. Lane controlling puck. Rims it around. Nobody's home. Danielle Kamish gets it out to Gio. Gio fires it down the ice. Here comes Validus. Validus looking to regroup. 35 seconds left to penalty. Validus. Long leads pass for Van Rooyen. Too far. Samai passes to Van Duisburg. Van Duisburg takes a quick shot, deflected, goes wide. Watson will collect the puck. Watson in his own zone. Watson skating out, pressured by Samai. 2 passes too far. Simon shoots it down. Mueller tosses it aside into the corner. 12 seconds left in the penalty. Validus back to Watson. Samai still on the forecheck. Back to Validus. Validus pressed by Van Duisburg. Validus to Ruthven. Ruthven too hot to handle. Comes back to all even. 5-on-5. No icing played by Mueller. Mahmoud couldn't get there in time. Here comes Obery. Obery behind the net. Sends to the front. Shot goes wide by Croats. Croats to the point. Simon. Quick shot doesn't get through. Croats looking back door. Can't get it through. Croats fires the puck around. It's Obery. Obery versus Thornton. Kept in at the point by Mahmoud. Mahmoud takes a quick shot. Saved. Saved and rebound swallowed by Mueller. The Kings were there. Hungry for that muffin when it came down. Mueller gave it up, and he quickly brought the baking back into the chest and swallowed up any opportunity for a rebound. Just under 3 minutes left. 5-2. Kings versus Cats. Face off won by the Cats. Lane. Lane takes it behind his net. Chased by Jubasson. Kamish. Kamish tries to get out in front. Deflected by Delport. Delport taking out his own end. Delport intercepted by Danielle Kamish. Up to Dubosson. Dubosson to Danielle Kamish. Danielle Kamish coming in. Weak shot in front. Stopped. Rebound. Net goes wide. Shot goes wide. Net's off its moorings. Puck goes out of the zone. The ref has not noticed that the Cats' net's off its peg, but I'm sure it'll be fixed. Long head pass too much. Goes to Watson in the corner. No icing. Watson. Watson battling Baker. Puck comes out in front. Spin and turn. Danielle Baker couldn't get it. Now he goes off for a change. Schultz keeping in. Watson can't get it out. Now it's Bremner. Bremner to Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen just sends it in. Intercepted. Comes back out to Samai. Samai. Long pass to Van Duisburg. Just chips it in. Intercepted by Delport. Delport fires it down the ice behind Boyd. Battle with Van Rooyen and Mahmoud. Samai has it behind the net. Samai checked by Van Rooyen. Van Duisburg comes out. Van Duisburg in the corner. Van Duisburg crossing the line. Van Duisburg takes a long shot, gloved by Mueller and saved. With Van Duisburg following up his own shot, forcing Mueller to hold the puck for a zone face-off to the Kings' advantage. A minute and a half left in the game. The Kings with a 5-2 advantage over the Johannesburg Cats. It's Aubry versus Bremner. Won by Aubry. Back to the point. It's Morris. And there's a penalty. There's interference. Interference against the Kings. So for the last 1.5 minutes, the Mahmoud will get his second penalty of the evening. 2 minutes for interference. That will put the Cats on a power play with 1:24 left in the third period. It'll be interesting to see if the Cats pull their goaltender. The disadvantage of a penalty this late in the game is you're a man down, but the advantage of having a penalty this late in the game is that the Kings can take a shot at that open net and there won't be icing. So it's open season on any open net. So it'll be see if Michael Lee Ching decides to pull his goaltender. Dylan Compton has to come off. He's not wearing a neck tag. So Sanka Lane goes on to replace assistant captain Dylan Compton, who was caught with a equipment violation. Ruthven looking to win the draw and get it back to Sanka. Ruthven back to Sanka. Quick shot, fluff from the point, and it's out. Simon gets it out over them. Validus, we'll see if they put Compton back on the ice. Lane comes off. Here's Compton, can't get it in. Now he has Compton at the point. Far side, dumps in the corner. Van Rooyen. And it's shot out by Van Duisburg high into the stands, and there'll be a face-off in the Kings D-zone to the right of Boyd. Coach Michael Lee Ching has chosen not to pull his goaltender with just over a minute left in the period. Ruthven wins the draw, goes to Thornton. Thornton back to Compton. Compton cross side to Validus. Validus shoots. Glove hand save by Boyd. Shot was just going wide, but Boyd chose to put his glove out. Here comes Bremner and Redling Hayes. See if they can get something going with 57 seconds left for the Cats. Aubry against Bremner in the face-off circle. Muddled mixed draw, won by Morris. Morris shoots it around, but Lane's going to be there to keep the puck in. Lane, from the far side, takes a quick shot. Shot goes wide. Captured by Delport. Delport feeds it in the corner to Compton. Compton rims it around to Bremner. Bremner in the corner. Bremner takes it out close to the blue line. Bremner across to Delport. Delport tries a shot, deflected wide. It's collected by Bremner. Bremner behind the Kings net. Bremner, he's out in front, shoots. Glove save by Boyd with 27 seconds left in the third period. Kings change. Kamish. Danielle Kamish coming on. Mark Gio coming on. Van Rooyen coming on for the Cats. Face-off won by Bremner. Back to the point. Quick shot by Van Rooyen. Deflected by Mark Gio for the puck into the nets. Both teams doing a very good job tonight, deflecting and blocking a lot of shots. Sometimes at great personal cost, like the assistant captain Dylan Compton will have a big bruise tomorrow on his shin. Here we go again, Bremner and Obery. Bremner wins the draw, clean to Delport. Delport shoots, saved by Boyd. Deflection goes off. Gordon shoots it around. Kept in, no. Van Rooyen, here comes Gio. Shot, save. No, it was 5 seconds left. 4 seconds left. Puck still in zone. Lane with the puck. The game is over. 5-2. 5-2. The Cape Town Kings versus the Johannesburg Wildcats. We'll have a quick post-game interview with assistant coach Sharif Kamish. Sharif, how are you feeling about taking away that 5-2 victory?
Yeah, I think the boys were keeping it calm. I think the third period was more just to grind them out a little bit. And then, just a lot of bodies in front of the net, I think, and then shots on net.
Anything you saw that gives you any concerns for your next game against the Capitals?
I think, the boys has been, I think it's been 3 games in now. I think there's a good rest for them. I know it's a little bit faster game. But I think IQ will play a massive, it is a big area for us in the next game. So.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Cool. Thank you. Sharif.
Michael Lee Ching, a tough loss for the Sabres. What do you think of the effort by the boys tonight?
Look, the boys put in a good effort tonight. Yes, we were short 1 or 2 numbers on our lines, but the guys put in a good effort. We had them there, and then I think our legs gave in a bit at the end, but it was a good fight from the boys, and I'm happy with them, man.
Anything to learn for the next game? Again, you play the Caps again on Monday.
We'll sit down and we'll talk behind closed doors on what we want to work on, and then we'll take it from there.
Thanks for the effort, Coach.
No problems.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's have a big round of applause for all the players and officials and timekeepers in tonight's game. Tonight's players of the game for the Johannesburg Wildcats will be presented by Mr. Jason Surf. For the Cats, number 9, Keegan Thornton. And the player of the game for the Cape Town Kings will be presented by Ms. Tracy Surf. The player of the match, number 7, Dean McMood. Please join us tomorrow night at Festival Ice Rink for a match between the Cape Town Kings, a rematch between the Cape Town Kings and the Pretoria Capitals. On Monday night, we'll see the final game of the Gauteng leg of the South Africa Super League tournament, featuring a rematch between the Pretoria Capitals and the Johannesburg Wildcats at the Grove Ice Rink. Thank you again, everybody, for watching tonight's game, which ends with a victory by the Cape Town Kings over the Johannesburg Wildcats, who are still looking for their first victory in the Gauteng leg of the South Africa Super League, while the Cape Town Kings improved to 2-1 so far with a tough loss against the Pretoria Capitals, which they're looking to extract revenge on tomorrow night at the Festival Ice Rink in Pretoria. Join us. It's a 4:30 start to allow the Kings enough time to get back to the Mother City. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our sponsors again, the Spur, the Grove Shopping Centre, Spar Cullinan, and Manzi Water. Thank you, and enjoy your evening.